You don't get it.
Yes, I do. I drew it. I gotta know it. What about construction? Think construction. Let's see.
Mr. Kern, what are we doing here?
What we're doing here is we're identifying transmission power flow at these tables. This table here is doing diagnosis. This one here is trying to figure out what's on the board, right? And I think we're working on it pretty good. Looks like we got that part done so far. Everybody's researching their stuff. And let's see what happens. That middle one's giving these people a problem right here, isn't it? I think we'll figure it out. Use your resources.
What about the constitution?
How do you guys like doing this?
It's pretty cool. It's fun.
Help you learn?
That's right. Yeah. Training aid, you would say.
Mr. Ullman, our education manager for this building over here, what do you think about this?
I think it's fantastic. Certainly the future of teaching for UTI.
I'm sorry. You like that?
Here we have Jason Hortz, who is actually a grad in when? Tell us about yourself and what you think about this.
Well, I graduated here in 1995. Didn't have anything like this. It looks phenomenal. It only improved the students' learning ability.
Again, this is phase 6. Transmissions, the other transmissions standing by and hands-on. And how are you all doing?
Good.
What do you think?
Just learning.
All right.
So great. Only colors you red. That's awesome.
Mr. Young. Mr. Young. And how do you like this? This is your class. They're doing a great job.
It's the students. They do it themselves. Do a great job all by themselves. All you gotta do is turn them loose.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Mr. Kern, you're the TTL for this phase. What do you think?
I think this is a good idea. Everybody's on task. They're learning and they're helping each other out. Teamwork's the most important thing. I think it's going to be very effective.
Welcome, Mr. Kern. How are you?
Oh, just fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Very good. Hey, I just want a couple questions about accelerated learning. One, yesterday you used accelerated learning in your classroom there, along with Mr. Young. But what did you do in the classroom that was different than you usually do?
What we did was, the day before, it was just standard lecture, and they were going through the PowerPoint and the notes, and the students seemed very bored, and they weren't interacting. There was heads going down on the tables, and what we did was yesterday, we started accelerated learning. We covered transmission layout and power flow, transmission ratios. The students actually took tape and built their own transmissions in groups on each table, and they figured out their ratios, the power flow, where each gear is located, and they worked together on establishing that. They went through the lab area in here, they went through the classroom, they actually picked up as much resources as they could and put their heads together and built them, and it was phenomenal. We went into lab after that, and they started building their own transmissions, and they were very self-confident. And one of the most important things that I noticed is that interaction and teamwork is very essential, and it worked out fantastic. We've got more stuff that we're thinking about as far as accelerated learning, and I believe that it'll be the #1 thing here at UTI.
Excellent. So the results are well and
Yes.
learned a lot, and you think the future will be great.
Yes.
Very good. Well, I thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to seeing. Yeah, I've got a few questions about accelerated learning, if you could answer them for me.
I'll certainly try, sir.
One is, what do you think in a classroom that is different with accelerated learning?
Participation. We did an exercise yesterday and had 100% participation. Lots of enthusiasm.
Why was the activity successful, do you think?
I think it was well thought out, well planned. and it was orchestrated very nicely. It got everybody involved. Like I said, got all the students up and moving, got them involved with the learning. I had an opportunity myself to speak to a lot of the students that were participating in it, and they were really excited about it.
What phase was that?
It was phase 6.
Excellent. And what were the results, do you think, such as like the scores? Have you had a test yet or involved students sleeping? And the main thing is the understanding the material.
I watched them do a lab exercise after they did the accelerated learning in the classroom. The lab went much faster on the transmission teardown. As I walked around and visited with some of the students in there, they were already very, very familiar with the components, because when they did the accelerated learning project, they actually built certain parts of the transmission, each group did, on a table using masking tape and marking pens to identify the components. So they were very familiar with what they were already taking apart. It was pretty exciting.
So very successful then.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.